Oh gosh, I don't even know if we have enough time in this interview for everything that I want, right?
I guess that leads us into some fun stuff on TNA Genesis. We happen to have a TNA happened to have an amazing show in Dallas, and that included someone you're very familiar with, in Tessa Blanchard. She defeated Jordan Grace and is now on the rise here in TNA. I wanted to get your thoughts. So, did you get to catch the match? What was Tessa's reaction? Did you get to interact with her afterwards? And obviously there was a fan contingency too that goes on. That's what we've discussed before a little bit. But what's your perspective on everything, Magnum?
I thought for her first match back, for a company where she left the world's champion, and all the things that ensued, thereafter, right, precluding that whole event, that it was fantastic. She was aggressive. She was vicious. She's a leaner, meaner version of herself than she was 4 years ago. I think she has more athleticism and good ring movement today than she's ever had. And I thought Jordan, who obviously looked like $1 million, brought her best out. So, I thought they presented a real solid contest, and Tessa was the obvious heel in the match, and which was what we expected. That's what she went out there to do, and it's the first step back to a road for her to go on to the next level and the next thing, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited what's going on with TNA in general. I mean, this whole association working with the WWE and NXT is just good for business for everybody.
Yeah, I got to see a shot of the whole arena there, and it looked awesome. Like, it was just so cool to see, that big of a crowd there for a pay-per-view for them. And, now that their connection with WWE, they announced that long-term deal between them and NXT. And, we already saw that collaboration happen at Genesis. We had Cora Jade there. There was Faxium there. And I know there was another talent there too. I can't pinpoint on who, but it's just great stuff. This is a good indication to come in. Who would have fathomed, 5 years ago, that something like this would have a team effort like this would have gone down in pro wrestling? It's pretty wild, Magnum.
Well, it's smart. It's smart business, and if you watch TNA's product, Bell Time to Bell Time, and the continuity of their shows, they've got the formula and they understand the psychology. And are they in the smaller venues? Yes, but do they go out there and tell a story and get you vested in the characters? 100%. So it's just a great way for everyone to just kind of share the roster a little bit, and to give people opportunities to come, help bring somebody up. It's got a way, for them to watch, somebody working their way up through the ranks and have eyeballs on them, besides what's totally being controlled, by Sean, in NXT, and see what somebody's capable of, because they're going to have eyes on that product, regularly now, and there's some great guys and gals both, in that place, and I think Jordan is going to have a great run over at NXT, and I'm sure into WWE as well. I feel bad for her a bit, because I know how hard she's working to look the way she looks, and she looks like $1 million. But to maintain that look, that sharp, that hard year round, is near impossible. And that's a lot of pressure put on an athlete, a whole lot of pressure. Um, I don't know that the average fan realizes, the sacrifice that somebody at that level of fitness is putting in to look like that. But it is absolutely mind-boggling the mental discipline it takes to do that, and that's to sustain that, year in year out, and taking bumps in the ring and going through that rigmarole. That's a tough task.
It really is. And you've seen the physical transition she's made over the course of these years. It is remarkable. And like I thought she looked great even before she got that sculpted and built and everything to that effect. But like it really sets her apart. Yeah, that's going to be the tough challenge is keeping with that body type. Being able to wrestle and stay healthy and considering all that. Cause I know she did bodybuilding, like she was in a bodybuilding competition just like a couple months ago or something like that too.
It was within the last year. And I mean, I don't know if she got a pro card or not, but she looked phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And then she, came back off of that and, got back to a little more medium size for her for, something she was comfortable at. And now she's, moving to a new company, and again, it looks like absolute $1 million. I have a lot of compassion for that because I know it's like people will go. We go back to social media again, and people will go back to the internet and they'll pull up the most unflattering version of someone they can when they aren't in that same prime level of shape they were in their peak. And unfortunately, that's the land of comparison we live in.
Mm-hmm.
You only look as good as you did yesterday or it's like your last performance. So, I'm sure she'll find a middle ground and find a way to navigate, through that challenge because she's a very disciplined, hard worker, and she's as professional as they get. So, again, her and Tessa had a fantastic match. I look forward to seeing Tessa's character, evolve as she, navigates her way back through. But what a tough, room to walk back in where you've been the champ of not just the women, of everybody.
Yeah.
Beat Sami Callihan for the world's, heavyweight title. Had her, beating guys that weighed 100 pounds more than her. And so it's like, I'm glad the two of them are teamed back together because they both kind of need this journey because it's a intertwined tale, and it's the evolution of TNA into its next thing. And I'm not saying Tessa has reinvented herself, but the journey she's gone on through the lucha and the CMLL work and traveling around the country and making the appearances she's made has given her a different flavor than the just monster powerhouse that she was trying to be back before. And it's a different variation. So and it's going to continue to evolve. So it's going to be kind of a cool trip for everybody to kind of go on together.
Yeah, I think it's neat too because, and you said it, like I think Jordan was the perfect opponent to have back Tessa in mix with because Jordan was the epitome of the knockouts division for the past several years, and the fact that Tessa left being the TNA World Heavyweight Champion and coming back, it kind of like sets a new direction almost, where it's like, hey, she helps define our pro wrestling promotion that we have, but she's really hitting home with this knockouts division, and this is who you got to keep tabs on moving forward too. So I liked it a lot. I liked the attitude that Tessa brought into it. She's like infallible, like the crowd chants at the end. She already was like mad now. Wait till you see what's next. It's like great stuff. It's just I like the way she's handling it all, Magnum.
Well, and I mean, and that turnbuckle that she literally ripped off of the deal, the pad off. I mean, she tore off a solid. That was not gimmicked. Nothing. She ripped the stinking thing off there. So if you don't think she's a blooming pit bull, she's got the tenacity of a daggone Rottweiler. So it's going to be fun. Like I said, I'm interested to see. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of new talent going to be coming in and out in the women's division. With NXT and the more all of them can mix it up, the better it is for everybody's game. Because basically, nobody wants to be a one-trick pony. I can only work with one person or one style or whatever. You want to be able to have a great match with everybody walking the ring with.
Yeah. And she is still going to be the bar for moving forward for TNA and the women's division and potentially NXT and stuff. Right after we got done recording last week, I got to interview Tessa, and it was great. She had she mentioned about having that competitive attitude and getting back in the mix and kind of her journey to see from CMML, what she learned from all that stuff. And we talked about musical theater a lot because I looked on Wikipedia and I was like, wait, she's in the musical theater, and I did musicals and stuff as a kid. So it was neat to talk to her about that. But I led the conversation off asking about you, and I actually clipped it for this show. So here's what Tessa had to say about you, Magnum. Growing up under Magnum and everything like that, what did you learn about him? What did you learn about yourself from a personal standpoint? What has he taught you life lessons wise?
Oh gosh, I don't even know if we have enough time in this interview for everything that I can. Right? No, but honestly, my stepdad, he's like my best friend. We're so close. Anything that I need advice or help with, I know that I can go to him judgment free, and I can be as filter free as possible and trust in him. And I really rely on his advice with a lot of things, personal, professional. But yeah, he's just one of the greatest guys.
He is. He's so down to earth, straightforward, and it's really nice to talk to him on a weekly basis. I learn a lot from him just from other perspectives. Just his work ethic is great too. It's it's unbridled.
He's always been one of the hardest workers. Always.
Yeah, 100%. All right. So I guess I got to follow up, Magnum. What is your favorite musical?
Wow, man! You see, I've seen them all too. See, I grew up.
Did you?
I grew up very diversified, and but I did hear a little of y'all's interview, and I have to share with her Phantom of the Opera, definitely one of my favorite of all time. I think when the movie version of it came out, I think my family and I probably watched it 20 times over a period of times. When Lucy was 3 years old, she was singing all those songs. It was just just crazy. But yeah, Tessa had the theatrical bug from the very beginning, and it's so appropriate that she found this very physical way to dig into those skill sets and to embrace all the passionate things that she does with the business.
Yeah, it's a good balance of everything, and her being such an athlete and then having that theater background and everything like that. It comes into play, and it's going to be really, really fun to see her moving forward in 2025. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, go to it's on 1tsport.com right now, or One True Sport Network, OneTrueSportTV.com. Go to that. It's up there. You can check it out. We cover some good ground on there, and Tessa's a lot of fun, and I was really happy I got to talk to her. So,
and you did too.
Yep. Thank you.